Hello everyone, welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm Kishore and today I'm going to solve a variant Sudoku. So after so many classics, we thought of having a change and today there will be a variant Sudoku on the channel and this is called a median killer Sudoku. It was created by Richard Stolk, one of the best Sudoku authors, having contributed to World Championships and many online competitions like Sudoku GP, etc. So his Sudokus are always a treat to solve. This particular Sudoku is part of a famous Sudoku series on the Logic Masters Germany portal that Richard has started years back. So this is Sudoku number 340 on the portal, and Richard is fast closing on 350 Sudokus in his Sudoku Variant Series. I will add a link in the description of the video. Do check out his earlier posted Sudokus. They're all exceptional to solve. And the link to solve this Sudoku is I will also add in the description. Please do give it a try and come back and watch the video. And before I move on to the rules, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. So hit the subscribe button now and I will move on to the rules. So classic rules apply. Each row, each column and 3 by 3 box in the grid will have digits from 1 to 9, no repetitions. And then variant rules. The small digits in the upper left corner of each cage indicate the median of the digits in that cage. Okay, so if you take this cage, cage is nothing but cells which are encompassed by dotted lines. The median is the middle digit in a set of increasing order. That is 2, 4, 1, 2 and 8. Or the average of two middle digits in the case of even number of digits. That is 3, 4, 1, 2, 4 and 9. Within each cage, all digits must be different. Okay, so if you take this cage, there are 3 cells inside the cage. And if you arrange these digits in ascending order, for example, let's say we have maybe 3, 5 and 9. So if you arrange them in order, let's say we have 3, 5, 9 inside the cage. And if you arrange them in order, you'll get 3, 5 and 9, right? Now, the clue given in the top left corner is the median of this arrangement. Median is nothing but the middle digit in when the digits are arranged in increasing order. So 5 would be the middle digit, right? And suppose if there are even number of cells in a cage, for example, if you take even number of cells, and we have an example for that too. So you have 5 here, right? So maybe we can okay, have a 10, right? So 1, 3, 7 and let's say we have 8. So inside this 5 cage, so I've just written these digits in order here. Now the median of this cage is the average of the middle 2 digits. So you can see that 3 and 7 are the middle 2 digits, and if you take the average of them, you'll get 5. So 5 is given inside that. So really interesting set of rules. I haven't tried this Sudoku before. The reason I'm trying this, it has an excellent rating on the LMD portal, 97% rating, and it is solved by more than 50 solvers. So you can see how good the Sudoku quality would be. So let's see how it goes. I'll start the Sudoku now. Okay, we have a 3 cage here. Even better, there is a 2 cage and it is a 2 cell cage, right? So which means that if you average those digits, whichever digits are going inside these cages, you'll get 2, if I'm not wrong, because there are even number of cells in that cage. We arrange them in increasing order and then take the average of those digits. In this case, there are no middle digits. There are exactly 2 digits, right? So I presume we need to average them both. So if you have suppose 1 and 2, then you need to average both 1 and 2, and that clue will be given here, right? This is interesting. So we can immediately deduce the total in this case, I think, because we know that the average is 2. So which means that the sum of the digits in here must be 4, because average is the sum divided by 2 cells in this case, so divided by 2. So to get the sum, you multiply the average by the number of cells. So which means that the sum becomes 4. There is only one way to get to a 4 sum, and that has to be 1 and 3. You have a 3 cage here. And this is also a 2 cell cage, which means we need to average both the digits in the cage. And number of cells are 2, which means we can reduce that the sum must be 6, because the average is 3 and the average multiplied by the number of digits will give you the sum, and the number of digits inside this cage is 2, so which means that the sum is 6. So it's either 1 plus 5 or 2 plus 4, the only possible combination for a 6 total. Okay, this is nice. So we have a 3 cell cage, which means that there are odd number of digits inside the cage, which means there is no necessity for the average. We just need to arrange them in an increasing order in a line, and then the 2 clue will be the middle digit, right, when the digits are arranging ascending order. So which means we can be certain that there must be a digit which is less than 2. So 1 must be inside the cage and 2 must be in the cage, because 2 is given as the median, and there must be one digit which is greater than 2, which we are not certain, maybe 3 to 9, any digit from 3 to 9. So let's see if there are any interesting cages. Okay, there is a 3 here, there is a 3 here, so 3 is the median, so which means we'll have one digit lesser than 3, because this is a cage with odd number of cells. So 1 or 2 must be inside, and a 3 must be inside, and a digit greater than 3 must be inside. Okay, that's not much useful here. Okay, look at this 7, guys. This is really interesting. Now this is a cage with odd number of cells, so no necessity for getting an average. Average only comes when you have even number of digits. So which means that 7 is the median. So 7 is the middle digit in a series of 5 digits. And in order to have 7 as the middle digit, we are certain that there must be 2 digits greater than 7. So that means obviously 7 is inside. Other than that, 8 and 9 must also be inside. And there are 2 digits which are lower than 7. So that 7 becomes the median. The 4 cage must have a 4 inside it. The 3 cage, okay, this is a cage with even number of cells. So the middle 2 digits average to 3, which means they sum to 6, right? The middle 2 digits are either 1 plus 5 or 2 plus 4. Can we resolve them? Okay. Yeah. So we have 3 here, which means 3 is the average of the middle digits. And so which means the sum of the middle digits must be 6. And you cannot have 1 plus 5 making 6. And why is that the case? Because 1 can never be a middle digit. When you arrange in ascending order, 1 will always be at the lowermost end of the so to speak spectrum. So 1 can never be a middle digit. So the only possible combination now to get a 6 is 2 plus 4, right? So 2 and 4 are definitely inside this 3 cage, and because 2 is part of the middle digit, there must be something which is lower than 2, that puts 1 also inside, and there is one more digit which is greater than a 4, right? And how are we certain that it should be greater than 4? Because 2 and 4 are the middle digits, as we just established. So okay, so we have 1 inside the cage, so this 1 3 is resolved now. So that's a 3, that's a 1. And now this one cannot be 1 plus 5. We know that this is a 6 total cage. So this becomes a 2 4. Okay, look at this cage. This is a odd number of cells cage. So which means 8 must be inside. And one digit must be greater than 8. 9 must also be inside. because 8 is the median, and one digit lower than 8 which has lots of options. So 8 and 9 must be inside the cage. So let us see some other logic now. This 4 appears interesting, right? Because we know that it has an even number of cells, so which means that the middle digits must average to 4, which means they sum to 8, because the middle two digits multiply by 4 they give 8, and they cannot be 1 plus 7 because they are in the middle. They can be 2 plus 6 or 3 plus 5. Can it be 2 plus 6? That would give 1 also in the cage. 3 plus 5. Okay, I don't think we can establish anything here for now. Okay, this is an even cell cage, just 2 cells, which means the total is 12. Similarly, the total here is also 12, but there are many possibilities for 12. 3, 9, 4, 8 and 5, 7, so not good. 5 here. 5 here, okay. I'm not sure where to see now. Look at this 6 cage, guys. This requires a little bit of thinking. Really nice. So this cage has 4 cells, so we need to average the middle digits, and since the average is 6, the median is 6, so which means that the sum of the middle digits is 12, and it obviously cannot be 3 and 9 because then 9 becomes the middle, but we need a digit greater than 9. That's not possible. So which means that the possibility is 4 plus 8 or 5 plus 7 to get the sum of 12. Can we have 4 plus 8? So if we have 4 plus 8 here, 4 and 8 cannot go inside this box, so 4, 8 goes inside this box. And now we know that we need a digit greater than 8 in order to make it the middle digit, in order to make 4 and 8 the middle digit. So 9 goes here, but there is already a 9 in this box, so which means that 4 plus 8 is never a possibility. So this would have to be a 5 and a 7, the 12 cage. So we need an 8 or a 9 inside this cage, and that would have to go in one of these 2 cells because 8, 9 is already in this box, it cannot go here. Okay, but we know that 5 and 7 must be inside the cage. Okay, and this is a 3 cell cage with 4 as the median, so 4 must go in one of these 2 cells because there is a 4 here, so 4 can't go here, so 4 goes here. And 4 can be eliminated from here because we have a 4 inside this cage. So that's not 4, we get a 4. That's nice. So the progress is a bit slow, I would say, because after 13 digits we have got only 3 digits. 13 minutes, I was saying after 13 digits we have got 3 digits. And this is not a 4. 4 goes here. This is really nice. This is a really nice deduction. Look at this 4 cage again. We know that we need a digit which is lower than 4 here. So that must be 1, 2 or 3. If you look at this cell, you can't have 1 and 2. And if you look at this cell, you cannot have 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Which means that this cell would have to be the one which takes the value lower than 4, and that would have to be a 3. Because you can't have 1 and 2 here, so this has to be a 3. This is something which is, for the sake of clarity, we can write 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 along this column. Is this box becoming interesting now? So we know that the middle digits sum to 8. They would have to be 2 plus 6 or 3 plus 5. Can't be 1 plus 7, right? 3. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So look at this 4 cage, guys. The moment we wrote 3 here, this has become really interesting. Now, the middle digits sum to 8 because of the 4 being the median, and they can't be 1 plus 7 as we already saw. They also cannot be 3 plus 5 because 3 is removed from this box. So which means that the middle digits must be 2 and 6, and the moment 2 is part of the middle digit, 1 also gets inside the cage. So 1 also must be inside this cage, and we need a digit which is greater than 6 here. And okay, so 1, 2 and 6 are inside the cage. Oh, we have a 1, 2 pair here. So which means that the 1 and 2 goes inside these two cells, right? These two cells will take the 1, 2. So let me put the 1 and 2 there. This is a really nice Sudoku, guys. So much enjoyment. No wonder it's rated really well on the portal. And 6 must be inside one of these two cells, along with the other digit being 7, 8, 9. So we can just pencil mark them. This must be a 6, 7, 8 and a 9. So 1, 2 removes the 1 and 2 from here. So which means 1 and 2 must go here. So we also have a 4 inside these 3 cells, right? So which means that this becomes 1, 2, 4 triplet. And this is not a 1, so that's a 2, 4. So is this interesting now? The 5 cage. Look at this 5 cage. This has an odd number of cells. And 5 is the middle digit, which means we need 2 digits lower than 5. The reason I'm saying it's interesting is because in columns 3 and 4, we already know where the 1, 2, 3 and 4 go. And they all cannot be inside these 3 cells, right? 1, 2, 3 and 4 cannot go here. So which means these 3 cells must be 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And now if you look at these 3 cells closely, they are either equal to or greater than 5. So we are certain that 5 is the median because 5 is the given clue, and we need 2 digits lower than 5 in here, and those 2 would have to go here. There is no other cell left for that, so they must be 1, 2, 3 and 4. What a piece of logic, guys. Fun, right? Fun Sudoku. And this is a 3 cell cage with 5 as the median. 5 is going in one of these cells, and that eliminates the 5 from here, giving us a 5 here, and that eliminates the 5 from here because we have a pencil mark of 5, a pointing pair of 5s, so to speak. So that removes the 5 here. And you also have a 5 here, so 5 is removed from these two cells, so 5 goes in one of these two cells. Now look where the 5 goes in column 3. There is exactly one cell left, and that is row 5 column 3, because 5 can't be here and rest of the cells can't take a 5. So that is a 5, and that removes the 5 from this cell, so 5 goes here. I'm not sure why it's getting highlighted red. Let me see how to remove this one. Setting. Just a second, guys. I'm not sure how to remove this. I remember it's been quite a while I solved in F puzzles. There was an option to remove the highlight conflict something. I'm not sure where to look for that. Cosmetic tools, highlight. Where do I go? All. There is settings here. Okay, I got it. So let me remove that now. Okay, so I guess That should be better. I removed the you know the colors. Some digits were shown in red. It was a little bit odd. So we got the 5 here. Wow, this is beautiful logic. Really nice logic. So look at this cage. There must be a cell which is lower than 5 because 5 and 7 are the middle digits. And where do you put that cell? Where do you put that digit? Look at these two cells. They cannot be 1 and 2. They cannot be 3 and 4. Both of these cells cannot be lower than the 5 because you have 1, 2, 3, 4 here, which means that the cell lower than the 5 has to go here. Awesome. And it cannot be 1, 2 and 4. So this would have to be a 3. Superb. And which means that these two cells now must be take a 7 and it must be 8 or a 9. There must be an 8 or a 9 inside. Really nice. Really enjoying the Sudoku, guys. Although I'm going slowly, but I'm really enjoying the Sudoku. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 8 and 9 inside. So that is a 6 and a 7. So we haven't looked at the right part of the grid at all, right? Many of these cages are unresolved. So 6 I don't think is particularly helpful. However, this 6 must be helpful, I think, because 6 is in one of these 3 cells. It's a 3 cell cage, so definitely 6 is in there. 5 middle digits add to 10, nothing much there. Okay, 3 is in row 6. 3 is removed from here, so 3 goes in these cells. 3 cannot be here, 3 cannot be here, so 3 goes in one of these 3 cells. Sorry, these 2 cells, I mean. Is this 8 cage interesting? Yeah, it is. We know that 8 must be inside, being an odd number of cells cage, and also that gives a 9. So 8 and 9 must be inside. Okay, this is really nice. Look at this cell. So we look at this box. This box needs 4 digits from 1 to 4, right? So this cell cannot take 1, 2, 3 or 4, right? Because you have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And one of these 3 cells will take a value which is less than 5. So which means from 1 to 4, you will get one of those digits exactly here. We have 2 digits here. So totally we get 3 digits from 1, 2, 3, 4. So which means that the 4th digit from 1, 2, 3, 4 has to go here. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4. So we almost have a quadruple here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Which means this cell has to be 1 or 2 because both of these cells cannot be 1 and 2 because that creates a clash here. So that's a 1 and a 2. And one of these cells is a 1, 1 and a 2. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple in these 5 cells. Okay, that isn't giving much. This is a tricky stage in the Sudoku, I think. Really tricky at this point. The thing is, I'm not sure which cage to look at exactly now. So if I look at this 5 cell cage, has 5 cells. Oh, I don't know why I said that. I just said if I look at that 5 cell cage, it has 5 cells. I was intending to say if I look at this 5 clue cage, it has odd number of cells. So which means 5 must be inside these cells and 2 cells must be lower than 5. These 2 cells cannot be lower than 5. So they must be 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Because you have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Which means 2 cells out of 1, 2, 3, 4 go inside this cage. Is that helping me? Not really. I don't think it's really helping me. Okay, I haven't appreciated this cage at all. Uh, you look at this cage, this is an odd number of cage with 8 clue. So both 8 and 9 must be inside this cage. So you notice that this cell cannot take 8 or 9 because we have 7, 8, 9 inside this 5 cell cage. So I get a pair here. That's 8, 9, that's 8, 9. So where do I look at now? Is there any cell or any cage which I'm completely ignoring? This 5 cage seems interesting, but so middle digits sum to 10. They can't be 3, 7. They can't be 1 and 9. They would have to be 2 and 8 or 4 and 6. So if we have 2 and 8, the other two digits are immediately forced. They must be 1 and 9. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 8 and 9. Don't see a problem with that. So this could be 4 and 6, the middle two digits, or the middle digits could be 2 and 8. If we can eliminate one of those possibilities, that would really be great. Can it be 4 and 6? Hmm. Oh, at this point I'm finding it tough, guys. Feeling the heat. Maybe there is some sharp deduction I'm missing here. Okay, this 6 cell, all these 6 cell cages, are they helpful really? So if I look at this 5 cell cage, the middle digits cannot be 1 and 9. They also cannot be 2 and 8. Because if they are 2 and 8, you also need the 1 inside the cage and that would contradict here. So this is 3, 7 or 4, 6. Okay, at least now we should be able to do something here. If it is 4, 6, 4 goes here and the 6 goes here. If it's 3, 7, 1 or a 2 must be inside and 8 and 9 must be inside. So that becomes 5, 6, 7. Oh, this stuff. Not should I write more possibilities? Maybe there's some reduction that I'm not yet seeing. This is a new variant to me. I've not solved this variant previously, so maybe that's why I'm just a little bit rusty in spotting the reductions. I'm sure there is, after writing so many digits, must be something which I'm not seeing. Ah, okay. We know that 6 is in one of these two cells. We should have corner pencil marked that. So that means that's not a 6, so that is 7, 8, 9. And this is also not a 6, so this is also 7, 8 and 9. Inside the 4 cage, 2 and 6 must sum up to 8. They are the middle digits, so 6 goes here. Let me think about this. This is 3, 7 or 4, 6. This sums to 12. Right, this sums to 12. Okay, let me write some candidates. Maybe that will make our solve easier perhaps. So if you look at this cell, oh my goodness. This is a hidden single, really difficult to find. So if I look at column 1, there is a 5 inside this cage, which means from 6, 7, 8 and 9 there must be exactly one digit. So if you look at all these cells together, we know that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is contained in these 6 cells for sure. Which means this cell can only be 1, 2, 3 and 4. It cannot be 1 and 2 because you have it inside the box, and it cannot be 3. So this would have to be a 4. Tough one guys, really tough deduction. Means in the sense, in the context of the Sudoku it is difficult. So where do I go next? That gives a 4 in one of these 3 cells. I was hoping that this 4 will give more, but it's actually giving us nothing. Okay, there is a 7 in here, right? Because to average to 6 we need the 5 and the 7, so 7 is in here, so that's not a 7, that's a 6, 8 and 9. That removes the 7 from here. 7 is in these 4 cells. What am I failing to understand here? And I'm sure there is some deduction which I'm not seeing. So 3 digits from 1 to 4 have to be here. Also can the have the 5 here. So these two cells are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This cannot be a 5 because you have a 5 here. So this is a 5 6. Now if I look at these four cells, they almost they are almost forming a quintuple, but I need one more uh, pencil mark here, right? Oh, okay. This is not a 5. Because if you have a 5 here, 5 is removed from this cage. We need a 5 inside this cage because it has odd number of cells. 5 is a given clue. That's a 6, 7, 8 and 9. And which means that, oh, I could have reduced that from this corner pencil mark too, that got missed. So 5 is in these two cells. And which means 5 cannot be here because digits don't repeat inside cages. 5 can't be here, 5 cannot be here. So 5 is in these four cells. That is not really useful. Okay, the 4 in column 6 goes in one of these two cells. That's a 4, that would have to be 8. This is a 4. A tough one, really tough one. So I don't think the 3 can be here, right? We know that the 3 is in one of these two cells because 3 is in one of these two cells and 3 is here. Now I'm certain that 3 cannot go here. So because if that is a 3, look what happens to this cage. Now the middle digits must add up to 10. They cannot be 1 and 9. They cannot be 2 and 8 because you have 1 and 2 here, and if you have 2 and 8, then 1 also goes inside the cage and this cell doesn't have a valid digit. Now it's either 3 7 or 4 6. If it is 3 7, we can straight away write a 3 here. But what happens is we need digit which is lower than 3 inside this cell, but it cannot be. You have 1 and 2 here. So 3 7 is eliminated. Now can we have 4 and 6 here? If it's 4 and 6, because of the 4 here, you get the 4 here, and we need a digit which is lesser than 4 here, which is also not possible because you have 1, 2 and 3. So this can never be a 3. So that's a 3 now. And that gives 3 inside this 5 cell cage. But we cannot be certain still if it's 3 7 or 4 6. And 4 is in this 2 cells, right? That got removed from this cell. There is a 1 and 2 inside this cage, which is not of much use for now. What am I missing? Okay, this is really good. Look at this cell. So the more and more it gets harder, the more and more unorthodox deductions I'm just keeping on deducing. So sorry for a long video, guys. It's gone close to 40 minutes, but I think I am thoroughly enjoying the Sudoku. Hope you guys are also enjoying it if you are watching till this stage. I'll try to expedite during the later stage. Look at this cell. Where does that go in this column? In column 6, where does this cell go? Cannot be here, cannot be here. It has to be in one of these cells. But can it go inside this 6 cell cage? We know that these two cells must sum up to 12 because you have 6 as the median, which means you need to average them. So you can never have 1 and 2 when the total is 12. So which means that this cell would have to go here. Oh my goodness. What a deduction. What a stunning deduction. Really very tough to see. Or at least for me it's really tough. I'm never good at math variants. Not as good as I'm at other variants, but I really enjoy math variants. So 4 is eliminated from here, which means that this is a 4 and that gives an instant 8 here because these two sum to 12. So that's not 8 now. This is 5, 6, 7, 9. And now we know the contents of this cage. This would have to be 3 and a 7. 3 and 7 must surely be inside. So let me put that 3 and 7. And that removes the 7 from these this cell, I mean. So 7 goes in one of these two cells. And we need an 8 or a 9 inside here. Wow, that is beautiful. Really beautiful. So middle digits are 3 and 7. One digit is already lower than 3. We need one more digit which is greater than 7. So 8 and 9 go here. And whichever digit goes in here, that forms a pair with this. So 8 and 9 can be eliminated from these cells. So this is not 8, 9. That is not 8 and a 9. And even 7 is ruled out because you have a 7 here. So that gives a 5, 6 pair. Superb, guys. What a Sudoku, really. Superb. So we have a 5, 6 in here. So that's not a 6. That's a 7, 8 and 9. This is also becoming a 7, 8, 9. So we have 3, 7, 8, 9 here. Okay, an 8 here removes the 8 from this cell. That's a 7 and a 9. Now we know that this 6 cannot be 4 plus 8. So this would have to be a 3 and a 9 or a 5 and a 7. Only two options. So we have a 6 here, which means that the digit greater than 6 must be 7, 8 or a 9. It cannot be 8. So 7 or 9 must go inside this cage. Is that useful? Not really. Okay, this 8 resolves this pair, right? That's 8, that's 9, which means this is not 3 and 9, so that's a 5 and a 7. It's nice. So 8 removes the 8 from these cells, that's 6, 7, 9. So 8 goes in one of these two cells, that removes the 8 from here. This is 7 and a 9. Sorry, 8 must be here, so that's 7, 9. So we have 5, 7, 8 and 9 here and a 3 and 4 here. So this cell is 1, 2 or 6. This would be 1, 2, 4 and 6 because 5, 7, 8, 9 and 3. So this is 1, 2, 4 and 6. Can we deduce the contents of this box now? Oh yes, we can. Look at this 5 cage, guys. This must be the final nail in the coffin of the Sudoku. I'm sure, because this is going to give us a lot of information. What are the middle digits going to be? They sum up to 10, we know that. The 10 cannot be 1, 9, easily ruled out. It also cannot be a 2 and 8 because you have 8 in these cells. Now it's either 3, 7 or 4, 6. 3 is easily ruled out again. So it's 4 and 6. So 4 must be inside this cage. And there is only one cell left for the 4. So 4 goes here. And that resolves this 2, 4 pair. And that resolves this 1, 2, 4. So that's a 4, that's a 2, that's a 1. And we need a 6 inside the cage. Right? Okay. You look at this cell, it has only two options left, 6 and 7. 2, 3, 5 and 1 and 4 are eliminated and 8 and 9 are eliminated. So that's 6 and 7. And now if you look at this cage, we have three cells either equal to or greater than 5, which means these two cells must be lower than 5. They must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, sorry. They must be 1, 2, 3, and 4 because you already have a 5 here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 and 4 are eliminated. So that's a 1 and a 3 pair. Okay, now we know what is the highest digit here, greater than 6, because it can't be 7, 8. So 9 goes in here. Okay, 9 here removes the 9 from this cell, that's a 6 and 8. So okay, we have 5, 7, 8 and 6 and 9 here. So these two cells must be 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple, guys. What a Sudoku, really. Until the end, it is offering stiff resistance, stiff resistance. It is not just, rolled over after we wrote some crucial digits. It's just keeping on continuing. Really good. So 1, 2, 3, 4 quad we have. So this is not a 3. So this is not 8. Just cleaning up now. So you have 8 here. So that's not 8. So these two cells must be 5, 6, 7, 9. And you have 5, 6 pair here. So that's a 7, 9. Okay. So we can write some candidates here. 5, 6, 1, 2, 4, 8. So these three cells must be a 3, 7 and a 9. And that allows us to mark a 7, 9 pair in the middle cage. Remember, this contains 7, 8 and 9. I think we wrote these pencil marks ages back. 7, 9, 7, 9. And these cells must be 5, 6 and 8 using classic. 5 is not here, that's 6 and 8. This is 1 or a 2 to complete the box. This is 1 and 2. At least now. Brilliant Sudoku, guys, but absolutely brilliant Sudoku. Okay, 4 is removed from this cell. You have a 4 here, so which means we have a 3, 4 pair into these cells. So that means this cell must be lower than the 3 in order to make it the median. So this is 1 and 2, and that gives a 1 and 2 pair. Superb, guys. What a Sudoku. So that's a 6 now. Because you have 1, 2 pair, that's a 6. So that is not a 6, that's a 5, 8. That's a 7, 9. You have 7, 8, 9 triplet now. So these cells becomes a 5, 6 pair. That is not a 6 now, that's a 7 because you have a 5, 6 here. Digits don't repeat inside cages, so that's a 7. That is 9, that is 8, that is 7, that's a 9, that's a 7. And this is what I meant when the Sudoku rolls over. And I think it is beginning to roll over now. So you have 6 here. Right, nothing. So 5, 7, 8, 9, 4 and 6. We need 1, 2, 3 inside these remaining cells. You can't have 1 and 3 here. So this cell is a naked single. It has to be a 2. This would be 1 and 3 for the column. It cannot be a 3. You have 3, 4 pair here. So that's a 1. That's a 3. That's a 1. That's a 2. That's 1. That's 2. That's 1. That's 2. Superb. So that's 1, 3, 4. That's 2, 3, 4. Can't have 2 here. And because of the 1, 1 gets removed from these cells and gives us the 1 here, gives us the 2 here because this is a center pencil mark. That's a 2. 1 is removed from here. What a Sudoku, guys. Amazing. So that's 2, 3, 4. We get a 2, 3, 4 triplet in column 2. So 1, 2, 6, 3, 4 and 9. These cells must be 5, 7 and 8. So just as I was thinking about the 5 cage, I got something. Can a 5 be in a 4 cell cage when the median is 5? I don't think so. It can never be, right? This you can use as maybe, I don't know if this would have helped us in this Sudoku, but I just now realized when I wrote this triplet here that 5 can never be in a 5 cell cage, because we know that the middle digits add up to 10 and 5 can never be part of that. So 5 is either the lowest digit or the highest digit. But if it is the highest digit, then you can never have two digits adding up to 10, because the maximum you would have is 3 plus 4, which is not going to add up to 10. And if you have the lowest digit as 5, then 6 plus 7 is the minimum sum you are going to get from the middle digits, which would be 13. Oh, 5 can never be inside a 4 cell cage when the median is 5. Awesome. So that's a 5. That's a 7, 8. That gives a 6 here. That gives a 5 here, 8 here, 6 here, and that 8 gives us a 7, 9 pair. That would have to be 8 now using classic. Awesome. It's going on. So 8 in this cage we can place now. That's 8. And these cells must be a 6, 7 and a 9. 7 is here, so that's a 6 and 9. And 8 in this cage can be placed now because row 7, row 8 have an 8s. So that's 8 and that 9 goes here. 1, 7, 8, 9, 2, 3, 4. So we need 5 and 6. So 5 goes here, 6 goes here. And this resolves the 8, 7 pair. 1 and 2. That gives 3, 4 here. And now in column 8, we have 1, 2, 5, 7, 3, 4, 8. So this must be 6 and a 9. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need just a few more digits. Okay, 8 can be placed in box 1 using classic. So 8 goes here. And that gives us 7, 9 pair in this column. So 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 and 9. And we need 1, 5 and 6. Right? So we have 1 here. This is not a 1. That's a 5 and a 6. People are busting crackers here. So this becomes a 7 now. That becomes 9. That becomes 7. And that is not 7 here. So that's a 6, 9 pair which can be resolved now because of this 5, 6. So we have a 5. That's a 5. That's a 6. That's a 6. That's a 9. Fantastic, guys. What Sudoku? I mean, let me complete this first. So this is not 1. That's 2, 3, 4. So we know that the middle digits add up to 10 here. So you can't have the you don't have the 1 here, and also you don't have the 6 here. So it's either 2 and 8 or 3 and 7. So, and both seem to be possible. It cannot be 2 and 8, because if 2 and 8 are the middle digits, then 1 must be inside the cage. 1 cannot go inside the cage. So it's 3 and 7. So 3 goes inside, and we need a digit lower than 3. So which means that 2 also goes inside. So that means this is a 2, 3 pair. So because of this 2, you get a 2 here, a 3 here, 3 here, 4 here, 2, 3, 6, 9, 5, 7, 8. So you get the 4 here and the 1 here. And that's not a 1, 5, 6 pair. That gives a 6 and 9. That gives a 7 and 9. This is not a 9, that's a 3, 7. That's not 7 and 9, that's a 3. This is a 2 now because of the 3, 4 here. That's a 3, 4. Oof. And 5, 6 can be resolved. So that's a 6, that's a 5. And 5, 7 can be resolved. That's a 5, that's a 7. And this becomes 7, 9, right? So 7 goes here, 9 goes here. And 3, 4. And 5, 1 and 6. And just a bit of classic to take us to the end of the Sudoku. What a fantastic Sudoku, guys. Really, what a fantastic Sudoku. I mean, so many gorgeous directions just littered all over the grid. And what is the rating of the Sudoku on this? 97%, and difficulty is 3 stars. I would not agree with that. I don't know why. In LMD portals, there always seems to be a bunch of geniuses solving. Every time I see some Sudoku where I think it's hard, it's always rated only 2 or 3 stars. Anyway, I really enjoyed this Sudoku, and excellent. It's really rated appropriately. I would rate this 100% for sure. What a Sudoku. Beautiful deductions. An amazing Sudoku. I really enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoyed too. Do let us know your thoughts in comments. How was the video? I'd be happy to hear your comments. See you soon with the video. Bye bye.